because this is how we keep track of the sound. I can talk after. I can talk after. Okay. Hello and welcome to derv and Friends Reviews, episode 4.
Hi.
I'm derv.
I am Ski Nerd.
Today we're reviewing episodes 11 through 15 of Great Teacher Onizuka.
That's like 5 episodes, guys. That's a lot. That's like my max counting ability. Hopefully I am being heard, because I listened to the last one and it was very quiet.
Yeah, because...
Just the volume was down or something?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It was at like 20.
Oh.
First off is episode 11, which picks up after 10 left off with the beginning of the pageant.
Yep. F Cup Girl, or whatever her name is.
I have that. This time I actually have notes
really
of all the character names, as you can see on the video or when I'm streaming.
I don't even know her name. You just wrote the Japanese names.
Nomura.
Nomura?
Yeah.
Nomura. She entered the pageant, and her previous friend also entered the pageant.
Queen bitch.
Yes,
as we called her last
bitch. I forgot her name too, but you don't need to know her name.
Did I write it? Yeah, Miyabi.
Miyabi, the queen bitch. You can write after it like queen bitch or something like that. That'll be oh yeah, queen bitch. Queen bitch. And then Nomura, F Cup Girl. There we go. See, if you say F Cup Girl, I know what you're talking about. Anyways, so they do the pageant, and they start the show, and they start off by saying, oh, we have to pause the show. Nomura isn't here because she's late, and holds up the whole thing, and is told, she's number 18. And they're like, oh my god, 18's here. 18, are you here? And she's like, huh? What? Huh? Oh, I'm 18. Right. Hi, yeah, I am here. And they have them introduce themselves, and then they have them do like a talent. I forget what her talent was. I think she's saying like Old MacDonald or something like that.
Yeah, a very abrupt version.
Yeah. In the Japanese version, I had no idea what she was singing. The
Yeah, it was Old
translation was really
McDonald,
bad.
and it was like Old McDonald, and then did a really bad version of the.
He's like oink oink oink, moo moo moo, bark bark bark. It was really oink oink oink, and it was really bad. She got a lot of laughs. Um,
But before that, it was also a swimsuit competition.
right, right, and she was wearing her. Everybody else did the swim, just a swimsuit, and she was wearing her gym clothes. And then the announcer was like, "Wait, this is a swimsuit competition. Like, what are you doing?" And of course, Doi. Oh, and then of course she decides to change right on stage, and everybody's like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," just like that. Um, and they really loved that for some reason. She was changing on stage. Then they did the talent, and then it was they had to do an acting portion. But before that, they had a break, of course, and she tries to talk to her friend again, and she's, the queen bitch, Miyabi, says, I don't want to talk to you, you're not my friend anymore, you're a terrible person, blah, blah, blah. And she's crying, 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 goes to Onizuka, and he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry, just be yourself. And she's they're all getting ready to do the acting portion, and Miyabi, the queen bitch, is very good in her acting, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, this is easy. I'm totally gonna win it for sure. No big deal." And when it's Nomura's turn, Onizuka takes what's that guy's name? The blonde-haired guy,
Mirai.
Murai. Yeah.
Or, as I put him, Jock.
Okay. You could also put King of the Arcade or whatever. Um, and there's this whole thing with Murai too, which is really funny. Um, anyways, he takes Murai's phone, his cell phone, and throws it on stage. And he's like, "Oh, use this. Just say what you need to say to Miyabi." Yeah, King of the Arcade. Say what you want naturally say to Miyabi. Um, and she like pours her heart out on stage. It has nothing to do with the script, but everybody freaking loves her. And she doesn't win the competition; someone else does. But
She is like one of the last places.
oh, does she? I didn't even know what place she got.
I think it was like at least like 8th place or something.
Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty good.
And Miyabi got second.
Oh, she did. Okay, yeah. I know some other girl got first.
Somebody that wasn't even named.
Yeah. See, I watched it in Japanese. He watches it in the dubbed. So we kind of get different information. It's kind of the same, but it's a little different, which is nice. Because then now I learned that she got eighth.
Or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah, not last. Definitely
But
not
not
last.
first.
Yeah, not first. Definitely not first. But she got the most attention afterward. And the person first was like, "But I won. Why am I not getting attention?" And then after Onizuka, of course, set up a stall to sell Nomura merchandise. Yeah, that was freaking great. And of course, the principal comes up there, learns that he took his kids on a field trip to some fashion show or not fashion
Pageant.
show, pageant, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna fire him." And he sees Onizuka. "Oh, hey, Onizuka, what are you doing here?" "Oh, I'm just selling some stuff." Oh, that's great. But overall, like he finds a way to help Nomura get her confidence back or get her groove back, I guess. And he does it with um, legend, leaving a message for Miyabi, which was freaking cool. It's like, oh shit, yeah, you left that, and just shows Onizuka's ability to adapt, and he can help people, and he just
Adapt
doesn't care.
on pressure,
Yep.
on the fly.
Yep. And so that's the end of that episode 10 or 11.
Yep.
Episode 12, we get introduced to what's his name?
Tetsugara Garara.
Teshigawara, and we
Who,
learn.
surprise, surprise, is another perverted teacher.
Yes, he's a teacher, and he's very nice to Fuyutsuki, the
Onizuka's love interest.
or her what he calls her by Azusa, which is her first name.
Azusa.
Yeah, Azusa, and he's like a gentleman, and he's like, hey, I'm a teacher just like you. We can, you know, we're doing things for, you know, for the kids, and we're awesome. And she's like, oh yeah, what a top notch guy. And you find out that
He has a whole shrine for her.
yes, he has a very creepy shrine where he's basically lives next door to her, and in a place where he can spy on her with a camera. He has a telescope, and he has pictures all over the room. I'm surprised he didn't kill her yet, but that is his dream. He wants a not a realistic, but like a fake. He has a fake fantasy fetish thing with her, and wants her to be in all these like pictures and poses and stuff like that.
He's basically, if you've ever seen Hey Arnold, he's the adult version of Helga.
Yeah. Like Helga has a
Shrine.
of Arnold, and he has a shrine of her, but
Without the statue so far.
yeah, no statue, but it's
Yes.
just an entire room
No
with just
statue
her
yet.
pictures and his hopes and dreams, and he wants to get with her, so he's like, and he's also like listening in onto her like phone calls and stuff, super creepy, and he finds out that she's looking for a computer to use, so he's like, oh, if I can give her a computer, then she'll like me, haha. Then we'll be married and we'll be together and blah blah blah. Even though he has this weird fantasy, and so he runs into her and says, "Oh, I gotta write up these things. How do you not write up things? You don't write up things at home?" She's like, "No, I don't have a computer." "Oh, well, I can just give you a computer." And she's like, "Oh, well, I don't know how to use a computer." It's like, "Well, lucky for you, I do. So you should come over tonight and pick up that computer." Well, so he's waiting and waiting and waiting at the door. He finally gets a knock, and oh, look at that, it's Onizuka. And Onizuka is there to pick up the
computer.
And he has this whole thing planned out where he had all these pictures on the wall, so he covers them all up, and he has this fantasy of her coming over, them like drinking wine and be like, "Oh my God, you're helping me on my computer. Oh my God, we're so in love now." Some like weird creepy shit, and him having her pull on this rope, which would expose all the pictures.
And just make her fall in love with him even more.
Yeah, that's his fantasy, but he's like, if I do that, that probably won't happen in real life, even though he still has his rope. But anyways, Onizuka pops in and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm here to pick up the computer." He's like, "What are you doing here? Get out of here." He's like, "No." And so he's like, "Oh,
Hey, what's this rope doing?
Yeah, he's like, Azusa sent me because she's busy with something. Oh yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What's this rope?" He's like, "Do not touch the rope. Do not touch the rope." And he's like, "Oh, that makes me want to touch it more."
Then after about 5 minutes of Onizuka unsuccessfully pulling the rope.
Yeah, he's basically just teasing this guy, but he knows that if he pulls on that rope, he's screwed. Like, there goes his entire career. He'll be shunned out of polite society. stuff like that. And Onizuka's just having fun. That's all he's doing. And he gets so like pissed off. He takes a lamp and starts swinging it at Onizuka. He's like, you better not fucking touch that thing. Like he was super mad. Like in a way, like he was fighting for his life basically. And he got. Of course, he didn't really hit Onizuka. I think he kept like destroying all the stuff in his room. He has a computer, he has a telescope, he had like a printer or something like that. And he just kept destroying the stuff. He was like, all right, well, whatever. I wasn't gonna pull it, but whatever.
And he ends up turning Onizuka into Stu from Scream. TV head through the TV.
Oh yeah, okay. Um, and what happens next? He gets really mad. So the girl he's tutoring, her parents, the mom is in charge of like not the PTA. It's just like
It was like Ado or something like that. They called it in the show, or
it was some high educational club, or not a club, but like an organization.
Parents against like delinquent children or something like that.
I don't really remember what it's called. But anyways, the point is she's a powerful woman in a position that can ruin Onizuka's career, can get him fired. And so he's like, oh yeah, Onizuka is a horrible teacher. He's a bad influence on the children. We need to look into him. And so that's how we get introduced to, and that's how the episode ends. And then episode 13 is that woman coming into class and being like, this is a surprise inspection. We need to see what's going on in this class. We heard rumors that Onizuka is a really bad teacher, and we need to do a surprise
inspection.
And yeah, inspection of observing the class. They need to observe the class. So her and like three or four other people are there. They see the principal and they're like, yeah, we have means to that Onizuka is bad, and we're here to potentially fire him. And of course, the vice principal was like, ooh, you're gonna fire him, eh? Ooh, this is good. And so they go into class, and of course Onizuka is wearing an elephant outfit.
Swim trunks.
Elephant swim trunks. And he's like, oh, it's spray time! And as soon as they walk in, sprays the lady, and
not to mention it is also right in the position of his penis, so it's like, yeah. So basically it's like a euphemism of him spraying her with.
Yeah, but he was having fun in class, and he was just spraying some water innocently, unless you see the outfit. But
so where did the water come from? Is the question.
Nobody knows, but who cares? It was hilarious. Anyway, she gets sprayed with water and she faints. I don't know why she faints, but she faints, and the vice principal is going crazy, like, oh my god, what do you do? Oh my god, we're gonna have to fire him. And actually, they do plan on firing him. However, what's his name? The creepy guy.
Which creepy guy?
The teacher.
The
latest one. Oh, there it is. Teshi. His name is way too long.
Teshi. Let's just call him Teshi.
Teshi Gawara. He explains to that chairwoman or whatever, that woman, powerful woman. He's like, no, I think we should take it further. I think we should make him do something. We shouldn't just fire him because he could get hired somewhere else. He is so bad. We got to make sure that nobody ever hires him again. And she's like, okay, I guess that's the thing. And of course, Onizuka is super apologetic, and he gets in a confrontation with the vice principal about it, and the vice principal was like, you messed this up. You're gonna be fired. You're such a bad teacher. Blah blah blah. And Onizuka's like, It's like, wait a minute, I didn't do anything wrong. It was just an accident. And the principal like hits his knee or something like that, and he's like, oh my god, you hit me in the face. Oh, my nose is broken. Blah 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 blah. And so he pisses him off even more. And that's where the episode ends. So episode 14, we see Onizuka with like a repent thing on his head. It says repent. And Fuyutsuki, Azusa, the love interest of Onizuka, they first of all they come riding on the motorcycle, don't they? They come riding on the motorcycle because he sees her like walking, and he's like, "Oh, you need a ride?" And she's like, "Oh, we're gonna be late," and so they just barely make it, and so now there's like rumors of them being together, and this pisses Teshi Gawara off just a little bit, and even though it wasn't anything, nothing happened. So now the plan is, okay, we're not gonna fire you, but you have to pass this test.
High school entrance exams. College entrance exams.
No, it was to get in high school.
No, because it said they take them at junior and high school.
Yeah, they were saying this is for junior kids, at least in the Japanese version.
Because in the English it was saying like it was the same test, they just take it to 2 different times.
They said this was for high school in the Japanese.
Because it said college in the English.
Oh yeah, they didn't mention anything about college in the Japanese version.
Or university is the term it used, but
yeah, I think they said that because there's no such thing like that in America, which kind of makes sense. And anyways, it was a test for 14-year-olds because that's what his class is, and he basically took the test with his kids.
And his goal was he had to get the highest score out of everybody in the whole school.
Yep, and if he didn't, he would be expelled. And of course, he comes in there and he's like begging. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," And he learns about this test he has to take. And throughout the episode, the kids that look up to him are trying to figure out a way to help him. And their solution is to steal the test and give him the answers. Meanwhile, Fuyutsuki, the love interest,
is trying to.
She's like, "Hey, come over to my place, and I'll help tutor you." And then there was, I think she went back over to that guy's house or something. I remember she went back again, or she was supposed to go back again. Oh, but then, Onizuka was found out he was gonna get fired, so he got super drunk, so she couldn't, because she was gonna make food for him, and she had to cancel, and the Teshi Gawara learned about this because the student that is tutoring him picked up the phone, and it was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, he can't come to the phone right now. He's tutoring me, so what's up?" And she explains, "I can't come tonight. I'm sorry. I'll have to come another time to make you dinner." And he learns it through this girl that he's tutoring, and thinks she's 14 or 15 or whatever. But her mom is the one who got sprayed on, right?
Yep.
And we find out, and then she is like, "Oh, so you're gonna have another woman make food for you, and you didn't tell me? This is bad." And find out that she's holding power over him, and she makes him lick his foot, lick her foot.
She is a foot fetish.
Yeah, no, she's a domination fetish. She wants him to be his pet, and she's like, her reasoning is like, well, my parents get me out of everything, and people look up to my parents and will do whatever my parents say because of their positions. So like my dad is
I forgot the
I forgot the term. Yeah. It was a really strange term. It sounded like he was like a construction worker.
No, it was like
it wasn't that, but it was
like a manager or something.
Yeah, like a manager, like high up in politics that gets things done. And his, her mom is obviously the education board member, and so she believes that I have power over men, and men, crumble to my parents, and so men will crumble to me too. And so then Onizuka gets drunk, and that's when Fuyusuki, I'll get that one of these days. Fuyusuki invites him over to study for a week.
That's exactly why I made this index.
Yes, because I would forget. Absolutely. Because my brain doesn't work all the time. Anyways, so of course, Teshi Gawara is also mad about this because he's now Onizuka's staying at her house for a whole week, and he's like, oh my god. And so he's starting to go study and stuff like that. And then this girl, what was her name again? Hidemi. She goes up to Onizuka and says like, oh, I think I can help you out with this not being fired thing. And
if you like my feet.
Yeah, you realize that at the end. She's just like, oh yeah, my mom is the lady that you spray water on, and let's go talk about it at a restaurant or whatever. So they're eating food and talking about this. Like, yeah, I can get them to do this. And she's like, I will get them to not fire you if you lick my foot. And then Onizuka like goes down. She's like, yeah, I have power over all men, and men will bow to me, and I will make him my pet too. And Onizuka comes up and he removes his own sock and like throws it in her face. She's just like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna lick your foot. That's stupid. I knew there was a catch. And she's like, what? You're walking away from me? He's like, yeah, you can eat. You basically eat shit and die, kind of thing. Like, screw off. I don't need you. I'm not going down to your level. And of course she gets pissed off. And so she takes it out on Teshigawara by like kicking him and stuff, and like, you need to lick my foot. So basically that whole episode is him like constantly studying.
And throughout the whole episode, he's getting very crappy scores, like 48.
Yeah, let's do a pre-test. I'm sure I'm gonna be really good.
At one point, he gets all zeros.
Yeah, he gets like a 40. He gets like a 48 out of 500, and he's like, I thought I was gonna do good on it, and then he keeps trying it over and over and over again, and his scores get worse and worse and worse.
To where it's zeros.
Yeah, and then it's funny because.
Revolution usually helps you.
Fuyusuki is like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna make you food. And she makes him like a tuna head. She's like, yeah, it's filled with a certain chemical in it that makes your brain work better. And you gotta eat the eyeballs too. Ooh, I get it. I thought it was.
Is that any better, Stefan? If you're still watching. Because he said reverb.
Reverb?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I figured maybe trying to turn down the volume would help. Like echo.
Oh.
I think.
Okay. Well, we can watch it post-game, too. Or a little later tonight, I guess. Anyways.
He said it's better.
Okay, back to...
Thank you, Stefan.
Still on episode 14. Oh, we got one viewer. Whoa!
We last week we had a lot of problem with the sound being too low, so we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we have technical difficulties. Eat it. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah. Can you pull up that other screen so I can see their name? Fuyusuki. She keeps making oh now I forgot the main character's name.
It's
Oni.
in the name.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. Oni, she keeps making him food, and she keeps making him like eyeballs, and at one point she's like, oh, I made you a snack. He's like, ooh, I get a snack. Oh, great.
Or jelly eyeballs.
Yeah. She's like, I know you didn't like just the eyeballs, so I put it in dessert form. Maybe you'll like it better. No, it's not better. Screw you.
Stefan said LOL.
Yeah. Pretty down. That's a guarantee. Every day.
Yes, Stefan, he was that bad with remembering names. I had to make a Word file of all the characters.
Yeah, and I'm watching it in subtitles, so it's easier to see the names. But I still can't remember them.
Great teacher Onizuka still.
Yes. So that's
still have about
basically
30 more episodes.
Basically, episode 14 is him just studying the whole time,
and then at the end he goes back. He goes to take the test to witness Hidemi, the girl that's the daughter of the
dominatrix girl.
The foot fetish girl.
Yep, the foot fetish girl.
Getting kidnapped.
Yeah. So, in episode 15, Onizuka misses the test. Because, of course, Onizuka does his thing and goes after this girl who got kidnapped in the middle of the morning. Yeah. I think it had to be the morning because it was a full day test.
And as he's chasing him, he's also even studying for the test.
Yeah, he's saying all these things. This happened in 1538. This happened in 783. This happened in 1601. Kind of things. And these guys in this car are like,
why is that newspaper guy chasing us?
He's still chasing us. What's going on?
Because the paper is flying out as he's
going everywhere. This is all the studying he did, and so they do a maneuver where they break a little bit and they make Onizuka crash. But look at that! He's on top of the. But he acted. Guess he aced the test. We don't know that yet. We're not there. We don't know if he aced the test or not.
And somehow just them breaking the car and him bumping in sent the motorcycle flying into the building behind him.
Yep. And then of course, Onizuka is on top of this car, and they're like, yeah, we got him. And the girl's like, no, please help me. Well, 8 seconds ago, you were like, oh, you need to lick my foot or else you're gonna get fired. And now you're playing the victim. Oh, for me, stupid girl. Anyways, cuts to in some random warehouse, and these guys have her tied up, and they basically stripped her down to her underwear, saying, oh, don't worry, little girl, we just were hired by one of your dad's rivals or something like that. All you have to do is say a few things and you'll be let go. And oh my. Oh my is right.
I swear the girl does look like some hentai I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, probably, but you gotta remember she's also like, what?
14
or 15, or however old she is. Did they show her in class 3 or 4?
I don't think so. I don't think she was a parrot.
She might have been in a different class. But yeah, she's definitely underage. And so these guys are like, oh, scaring this girl like with a knife, like, up to her throat and stuff like that. And then Onizuka walks in. He's like, "Ooh, this is what a good idea. We should record this because they mentioned something about recording it." And he's like, I haven't done it like this before, but I'm a teacher." That was
My next
question. Of course, Onizuka's there because he's the best teacher ever. And so he has the camera. And he's like, I haven't done it like this before, but yeah, this is a good idea. And then one of the thugs is like, wait, what did you say? Who the heck are you? And he just like bonks him on the face and stuff like that, and kind of beats him up, and cuts to the lead bad guy pulling the gun on Onizuka to his head, and he's like, "I got you now, you son of a bitch. Yeah, you're not gonna get away with this." And the girl somehow gets the tape off her. She's like, "Oh my god, oh, sensei, blah blah blah." Oh yeah, now he's your sensei. And then it cuts to them, him making it to the test with like an hour to go, and the whole time the whole class is like, "Oh my god, where's Onizuka? Where's Onizuka?" I think we forgot like a major part about. We don't have. We'll go over it. We'll go over that at the end. We missed something, but that was in episode 14. Anyways, episode 15. He makes it there to the test, and the principal is really mad. He's like, "Onizuka, you're gonna be fired. What are you doing here? Blah blah blah." And he's like, "Oh, take this girl to the hospital." And he goes and sits down and takes the test, and she's like in the hospital bed, and the principal's there. He's complaining about, "Oh my god."
Principal.
Oh yeah, sorry. The vice principal. He's complaining. "Oh my god, she's Onizuka should be fired. Why did this happen? He's hurting students, blah blah blah." And then like there's like sirens or whatever, and he looks outside and it's like that the girl's parents are both there, and he's like, "Oh my god, oh they're gonna fire us, oh they're gonna fire us all, oh no they're gonna shut down what does he say? They're gonna shut down the entire school, oh or worse, they're gonna fire me." And he's freaking out about all this, and they walk in and they're like, "Oh, are you the vice principal? Blah blah blah. Oh, Onizuka is a hero, and he saved my daughter and from these thugs who were trying to ransom money from me and stuff like that. He should definitely not be fired and stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh, there's nothing we can do about it. He's already taken the test, and he's probably gonna fail it." And he finishes the test, and we find out that he got shot 3 times. So then he was taken to a hospital, and he's like recovering, of course. And then he breaks out of the hospital and he does nothing but eat food. It's pretty great. Anyways,
it's almost animated characters.
That's what I would do if I was in the
heal
hospital.
by eating.
Yeah. And we find out that Onizuka gets like
You got a
happy ending.
Yeah. You got 3 perfect scores.
Yeah, you got 500 out of 500.
One of his students switched his test sheet with a perfect with one that was
too higher.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, we find out that the smart kid with the glasses who
Kikuchi.
The photoshopping guy.
I put hacker question mark because that he gives me the feel of like he's a hacker.
Yeah,
like a computer hacker.
He definitely is, for sure. He's too smart for that. So we found out Kikuchi says, "Hey, I switched out, like I had my test and I put another sheet with Onizuka's name on it with 2 more higher." So he got 492 and he gave Onizuka a 494, but he got a 500 on the test. The original plan that failed was the kid's the Murai guy. What's his name?
Murai.
Yeah, Murai and his henchmen. Their plan was to sneak into the principal's office and get a copy of the test answers, and they were going to give that to Onizuka. However, when they went in there, um, the Miyabi, I got her name right, Miyabi, the queen bitch, and her goons turn on the light as they were, they had masks on, but they turn on the light.
They had old man masks.
Yeah, old man masks. And kind of like, I forget what the Keanu Reeves movie where he does where they all wear on the president's mask. Anyways,
Step in if you know it, tell us.
Yeah, it's not Speed. Point Break. That's what it is. Point Break.
I've never seen the original movie.
I haven't either. I just know the reference.
I've seen the remake. But...
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting off on a tangent. We're digressing. I can't. And when I always say the word digress, I always forget what I was saying before. It's a great word.
About his test results.
Oh right, yeah. They were wearing masks, and they get caught by Miyabi, and they're like, "Oh look, we brought the cops here. Oh no." Oh, he doesn't. That's fair.
Yeah,
the cops here. Oh no.
What do you think?
Matrix? No. Point Break. Point Break.
All I know is there's a scene where he's chasing after somebody and on a rooftop and he falls and he can't shoot him, so he just points up into the sky shooting.
Yeah, because it's different. It's the two sides of the same coin kind of thing. Like, are you? No, Mally, we're reviewing right now. Sorry, this is dumb. Anyway, so then mysteriously the lights go out and these three boys are able to escape. Stop it. These three boys are able to escape, and turns out Kikuchi, the hacker, turns off the lights, and he's like, I knew this wasn't gonna work. And so at the end, Onizuka has a score of 500, and Kikuchi concludes, he's like, that doesn't make any sense, because I gave him 6 less than what he got, and his conclusion was somebody else doesn't want him to be fired. And it cuts to someone, I don't know who it is, someone talking to the principal, the one that hired him, saying, you should be ashamed of yourself. Nobody can get a score of 500. That's impossible. You did it on purpose. You should be ashamed. And she's like, no, he's too good of a teacher. I couldn't have him be fired. Which means she gave him the perfect score, and he didn't get it. However, Kikuchi then is curious. He's like, I'm gonna go over his answers to see what I got. And on only one, it only shows one of his papers, he got a perfect score. But there's like 4 or 5 different sections. So he potentially did get a high score, but we just don't know if he did. And that's pretty much the end of episode 15. I think
there's also a scene where he drove Glass's girl home on a motorcycle in his underwear.
Was that? No, he was driving...
He was driving somebody.
He was driving Kikuchi, I think. He was either Kikuchi or Mirai at the end of the episode. It's like, hey, I need to go somewhere. And he's like, where are your clothes? Oh, they were all in the laundry. I didn't want to wear them because they were dirty. And he's driving off. I forget what they were going, but I was at the end of episode 15, so we might have to rewatch that. It was kind of confusing at the end of where he was going and why he was going there with no clothes, kind of thing. But maybe he's just after being in the hospital and eating all that food and just being alive, he's like, I need to go on a motorcycle, which doesn't explain, because I thought his motorcycle got trashed. How did he get his motorcycle back? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out in the next episode.
He just has a really good mechanic.
Yeah. His name is Big Bill. Anyways, that was our review of Onizuka. Great teacher Onizuka. And next week we'll be reviewing
16 through 20.
16 through 20, which is a lot. It's kind of hard to remember. I'm going to have to start writing this stuff down. because I can't remember anything.
That's what I did with the characters.
Yeah, this was why I have to take notes for D&D too, because I can't remember anything. Nothing. Yeah, so I'm Ski Nerd, and that's
Derp.
And this was Derp and Friends, and
reviews. Please like and subscribe. Please comment any ideas for us to review next.
Not Dragon Ball Z, though.
We're going to continue Great Teacher Onizuka till we're done. Starting June 13th. We're going to start reviewing The Boys Season 4.
Oh, we will. Awesome. I like that show.
And that's going to be... Starting then, we'll be getting out 2 episodes a week. One with Great Teacher Onizuka, and then one...
Oh, he's giving us love.
One for...
Our one viewer.
Then,
how sad are we?
Then on Fridays, Thursdays or Fridays, we'll be reviewing the 1 episode of The Boys a week, giving us 2 episodes a week, starting in June.
Yeah. That works for me. What does it say? Oh god, not The Boys. Oh yeah, we're gonna... Oh, what was that? Nerdgasm? Herogasm. Herogasm, yeah.
Yeah, we might even just review Herogasm.
Yeah, just Herogasm alone.
Or maybe we'll even review seasons 1 through 3.
We're going to point out all the 304s. That would be so dumb. Oh, next week, Matt might join us.
Yeah, next week, we should hopefully have our 3rd person helping out.
Okay, I'll be here to view it. Oh, thanks, man. What's your name again?
Stefan. You've met him.
Oh, the theater?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, Stefan. Stefan, you're part of Team Rocket, right?
No, I've tried to get him to.
Oh, you should probably join Team Rocket, Stefan. All pressure. Peer pressure. Do it. One of us.
And after The Boys, we'll probably... Or if we're still doing Great Teacher Onizuka, we'll probably stick to just 1 episode.
Now we're being bombarded by a dog, so...
What do you mean, not anymore, Stefan?
I was not paying attention.
Well, once we finish Great Teacher Onizuka and The Boys, we'll switch to probably the Dresden Files, which was one of my most hated TV shows.
I am on book number 7, by the way, from an audiobook.
Yeah, look at the camera.
Over here, Mally. Yeah, you can see your face. It's all right. But I think that should be it. We should probably sign off now. It's kind of
yeah. After that, we'll play it by ear. The Boys started June 13th.
I think I broke today.
We're done for the night. Stefan, I'll see you when I see you.
I'm really bad with this camera. I think that... Hey, it shows me. Hey.
See you when I see you, Stefan. Have a good night.